Hey everyone, it's your girl Naia, back at it again with another reaction that's about to blow your mind. Today, we're diving into a video that's promising some serious tech magic. We're talking about the fastest modular mini PC of 2025. And get this, it's tiny. I mean, how fast can something that small really go? Is it going to run faster than my heart when I see a cute puppy? We're about to find out. So grab your snacks, get comfy, and let's see if this little gadget can keep up with my big personality. And hey, if you're loving the vibes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the fam. Let's jump right into it.
What's going on, everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the all-new Mine Maker Kit from Khadas. And on the channel, we've actually taken a look at the last two generations of the Khadas mine.
It's always exciting to see the evolution of tech. The KTOS mine has been making waves, and now we're getting a peek at the new generation. I can't wait to see what upgrades they've packed in this time. Are we talking speed boosts, better graphics, or something totally unexpected? Let's hope it's not just a fancy box.
Mine. It's an old Windows. Speaking of that, let's head over to a new PC that I recently built.
Finally, we're getting to the good stuff. A new PC build? Yes, please. I'm always here for some tech eye candy. I can't wait to see what components they've used and how it all comes together. Is it going to be a powerhouse or just a pretty face? Let's dive in and find out.
As you can see, we're then off. This thing is packing some serious power.
Now we're talking serious power in a tiny package. That's what I am here for. If this mini PC can deliver performance that rivals bigger setups, we might have a game changer on our hands. I'm curious to see how it handles demanding tasks. Let's see if it lives up to the hype.
It's actually got the new Intel Core Ultra 7 258V.
Whoa, the Intel Core Ultra 7 258V, that's some serious hardware. If this little beast can harness that kind of power, we're in for a treat. I'm excited to see how it performs in real-world scenarios. This could be a game changer for compact setups.
58V. With that, we get 8 cores, 8 threads, and the brand new Intel Arc 140Vi GPU. I've always loved the look of these. Little industrial, little futuristic. It is constructed of aluminum. And just to give you an idea of that size, here's an iPhone 15 Pro Max right beside the new Khadas mine. So it is absolutely tiny. The new kit they're offering is actually ready to go out of the box. We've got a 1TB M.2 SSD with Windows preloaded, but
a 1TB M.2 SSD with Windows preloaded? That's a solid setup right there. Having that kind of storage right out of the box is a huge plus, especially for anyone looking to dive into productivity or gaming without the hassle of installation. This mini PC is shaping up to be quite the contender.
Preloaded, but you could always install Linux if you want to. And when it comes to I/O, around back here, we've got 2 USB 4 ports. They are running at a 40 gig protocol, so you could connect an eGPU that way if you wanted to. We've also got a full-size HDMI port and 2 full-size USB 3.2 ports. Taking a look at the overall unit, yeah, I mean, this thing will slide in your pocket. Flipping it over reveals this magnetic hatch, and right under here, we've got our M.2 SSD. It's a 2230 PCIe 4.0 drive, and we've got a 1TB in here from the factory.
81230p4, 0 drive, that's impressive. Having a 1TB SSD right from the factory is a major win for speed and storage. This setup is really catering to those who want performance without the fuss. I'm loving how user-friendly this mini PC is turning out to be.
Now, we looked at the I/O on the rear, but we've got something special here with the mine. The whole ecosystem is pretty interesting because right under this rubber plug here, we've got the Mine Link. And basically, what this is going to allow us to do is connect different modules that Khadas offers over on their website. So they've got a smaller docking station, some extra I/O. It's also got a volume control knob. They've got a big monitor, which is something I've been wanting to get my hands on. You just kind of dock the mine right there at the bottom.
Docking the mine right at the bottom of a monitor? That's a slick setup. It's like they're making it super easy to expand your workspace without clutter. I love the idea of having everything integrated and accessible. This could really streamline the whole experience for users.
Everything's ready to go for you. Keyboard and portable monitor, but my favorite thing they offer is actually known as the Mine Graphics. It's an RTX 4060 with up to 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and this will unlock real gaming performance out of this little thing. I've actually got one in-house. I will be testing it in another video, so keep an eye on the channel. But since we've got that new Core Ultra Series 2 chip, I wanted to see what it would do all by itself. And when it comes to the Mine Link max speed, 256 gigatransfers per second, as opposed to USB 4 or Thunderbolt 4's 32 gigatransfers per second.
Wow, that's a significant speed difference. The MineLink maxing out at 256 gigabits per second is impressive. It really shows how this setup is designed for high performance and future-proofing. If it can handle that kind of data transfer, we're looking at some serious potential for gaming and productivity. This could be a game changer for mini PCs.
It's basically a PCIe X8 5.0 slot. At the time of making this video, I'm only aware of one SKU that they're going to be offering with this same chip, but this new unit is actually powered by the Intel Core Ultra 7 258V. 8 cores, 8 threads, up to 4.8 GHz. We've got 32 gigabytes of LPDDR5X running at 8,533 MHz. The GPU is the Intel Arc 140V. It's got 8 Xe2 cores up to 1,950 MHz.
Those specs are looking solid. The Intel Arc 104 with 8 SeqY cores is definitely a step up for integrated graphics. If it can push those frequencies, we might be looking at a mini PC that can handle some serious gaming and creative tasks. This is shaping up to be a powerhouse in such a compact form.
A 1TB 2230 M.2 NVMe SSD, and it is PCIe 4.0. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is going to be handled by an AX211D2 chip internally, and I believe through my research this is Wi-Fi 6E. It's actually not listed over on their website. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's Wi-Fi 7 here. The Mind also has a built-in standby battery or hibernation battery, and it's not meant to be run from that battery, but once you put this thing to sleep, you can unplug it and
A built-in standby battery. That's a clever feature. It's great to see that they're thinking about convenience and portability. Being able to unplug it while it's in sleep mode is a nice touch, especially for those on the go. This could really enhance the user experience for anyone needing to move around with their setup.
you can unplug it and it's going to be in hibernation mode. So you could carry this thing around, move it over to a different monitor, plug it in, and pick up right where you left off. So far, this thing's been really quick, and there's a few things I want to show you here before we get into some real testing. But as you can see, we've got that Intel Core Ultra 7 258V. 32 gigs, DDR5, it's at 8,533. Remember, this is RAM on chip or memory on chip with these Core Ultra Series 2 CPUs. We've got the AI Boost NPU, and of course the Intel 140V iGPU.
The AI Boost NPU is a fascinating addition. It's great to see how they're integrating AI capabilities into these chips. This could really enhance performance in tasks that benefit from AI processing. Plus, the Intel 104D AGU is looking promising for integrated graphics. This setup is definitely geared towards some serious multitasking and efficiency.
One thing I really like about these Mind devices is we do have some type of software from the manufacturer. When it comes to these mini workstations or mini PCs, a lot of the time they just rely on Windows updates and everything like that. But with these Khadas systems, we've got the Mind app. Device info, going to give us a rundown on everything going on. Device mode when unplugged. Remember, we've got that built-in battery, and it's really not made for running the unit full time.
It's good to clarify that the built-in battery isn't meant for full-time use. It's more of a convenience feature for portability, which is smart. This way, users can easily switch between locations without losing their work. It's all about that seamless experience. And it sounds like KDOS is nailing it.
We can have it hibernate. You can use the battery or sleep. Personally, I leave it hibernate. So if I do unplug this, it'll automatically go into hibernation mode. That way, the next time I plug in power and HDMI, it'll be right back where I left off. Smart charging, it only charges that internal battery up to 80%. Driver updates, we can go ahead and check from here. Everything is up to date. Device upgrade, so Windows upgrade, firmware, BIOS, and if we have any other Mind products connected, like their Mind GPU,
It's awesome that the software can manage multiple Mind products. This kind of integration is key for users who want a cohesive ecosystem. Being able to monitor and update everything from one place makes life so much easier. KDOS is really stepping up the game with this level of connectivity.
it'll show up right down here in the Mind application. So it's really nice for keeping these units up to date. The first thing I wanted to take a look at here was Intel's new AI Playground. So you can download this on GitHub. I'll leave a link in the description. This is pretty cool. Now, it's basically an all-in-one little AI application that will allow us to generate images. We can also enhance, outpaint, inpaint images, answer questions for us, and we can learn more about these technologies.
This AI Playground sounds like a fantastic tool for exploring and experimenting with AI technologies. Being able to generate and enhance images, along with answering questions, opens up a lot of creative possibilities. It's great to see Intel providing resources for users to dive deeper into AI. This could really inspire some innovative projects.
Technologies. Right now, this is in beta. They just released an alpha, but I didn't update because I was using this already and it worked just fine. But from our image creation, I mean, we can basically type in anything here. And I actually wanted to bring this up because I believe that this actually only uses the GPU and CPU right now, mainly the GPU. I don't think it's touching the NPU, kind of like OpenVINO. So we'll just type something in. Photo of the world's fastest car, but driven by Hello Kitty.
Oh, that's a fun prompt. A photo of the world's fastest car driven by Hello Kitty. I love the creativity. This is exactly the kind of playful experimentation that makes AI tools so exciting. Let's see what kind of wild image this generates.
Hello Kitty. And again, I do think this is only utilizing the GPU and CPU to generate these. This automatically downloads everything for you. 20 steps, and I haven't found the settings where I can step it up a bit with this beta version. I think in the alpha we can bring it up. First image usually takes a little longer. Not too bad, actually pretty quick there. We'll go ahead again. And I'm not seeing Hello Kitty driving it, but yeah, I mean,
Okay, so it didn't quite capture Hello Kitty behind the wheel, but that's still a pretty cool image. It's interesting to see how AI interprets creative prompts. This just shows the potential and limitations of current AI tech. I'm curious to see how it evolves.
I mean, we've definitely got a super pink car here. Enhance, this is just going to allow us to inpaint and outpaint images. And we've got an answer here. This is basically going to act like Copilot would. From the drop-down, we've got 3 options with this beta, but I know with the new alpha version of Intel's new AI Playground, you can download the Llama model here, but I'm using Phi 3 Mini 4K. And we'll just go ahead and ask a question. Generate.
This is where it gets interesting. Asking questions and generating answers with AI can lead to some fascinating insights. I'm excited to see what kind of responses come back. This could really showcase the capabilities of the AI Playground.
Oh, that was pretty quick, actually. Okay, this can't be right. The Bugatti SS with the top speed of over 4,000 miles per hour. That's not right. Just to confirm, definitely not 4,000 miles per hour. But I went back, re-asked it, and 273 miles an hour out of the Bugatti Super Sport. So yeah, a little bit of a hiccup there with that first inquiry, but I could drop down, use.
Switching to the Gemini model sounds like a smart move. It's great to see that there are options to refine the responses. This flexibility can really enhance the accuracy of the information provided. Let's see if it gives a better answer this time.
Drop down, use the Gemini model. I think I'm just going to upgrade to the alpha soon so we can use that Llama model. And yeah, we got a little baby robot hamster. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It's definitely not relying on the NPU, more on the CPU and GPU, but it's just something easy to use. You know, if you want to test it out, you definitely can. I'll leave a link to the GitHub in the description. It doesn't require any crazy setup. All you really need to do is download it, install it. It'll install the models for you once you start running the tasks, and it's just super easy to use.
It's awesome to hear that it's user-friendly. Ease of use is crucial for getting more people on board with new tech. If it can seamlessly integrate into workflows without a steep learning curve, that's a win. This could really open up AI capabilities to a wider audience.
Next thing I wanted to show off here were a couple benchmarks that I ran on this unit. First up, we've got Geekbench 6, single core 2,727, multi 10,815. Even with just an 8-thread system, these chips are putting down some pretty decent multi-core performance for a low-power chip like this. I also ran PC Mark 10, and we got a total score of 6,617. And the final thing I wanted to test here was just a quick GPU benchmark using 3D Mark Time Spy, 4,439.
A score of 4,439 on ThreadMark Time Spy is impressive. That indicates solid GPU performance for a mini PC. It's great to see that it can handle demanding graphics tasks well. This could be a fantastic option for gamers or content creators looking for a compact setup without sacrificing power.
39. I've been doing a lot of testing with the Core Ultra 7 258V, and for an iGPU, this thing is putting down some really good performance. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. The first game we have on the list is Cyberpunk 2077. We're at 1080p medium with FSR frame gen on. Going up to 1080 on these chips at medium settings, yeah, we definitely need a little bit of frame generation. And of course, we could always take this down to low 1080p with
Running Cyberpunk 2077 at 10880 with medium settings and FEs or frame generation is a solid choice. It's impressive to see how well these chips can handle such a demanding game. If it can maintain decent frame rates, this setup could be a great option for gamers looking for performance without breaking the bank.
with XeSS set to performance, but I do think it turns out really nicely like this, and we get that much higher frame rate while playing this game at a higher setting. Next one I tested was Spider-Man Remastered at 1080 medium, and instead of using XeSS, since we've got an Intel chip, and even when I'm using AMD iGPUs, I don't use FSR, I use the built-in IGTI scaler. I personally do think it looks pretty good up to a certain point.
Spider-Man Remastered at 1080 medium with the AGT scaler sounds like a smart choice. If it looks good and runs smoothly, that's a win for gamers. It's all about finding that balance between performance and visual quality, and it seems like this setup is hitting the mark.
To a certain point, and it does offer a nice performance boost on any of these iGPUs. Here's Forza Horizon 5, 1080 medium settings. XeSS is set to balanced with this one also. And we've got a big upgrade with this new Series 2 Core Ultra chip versus the first one. On the first one, low settings, even 900p, it was hard to break even 60 FPS. But at medium, right now at 1080, with just a little bit of scaling, we're up in the 80s with it.
Testing Skyrim Special Edition is a classic choice. It's always interesting to see how older games perform on newer hardware. If it can handle that smoothly, it shows the versatility of this setup. Let's see how it holds up with the graphics and mods.
I also wanted to test out Skyrim, so I went with the Special Edition version. We're at 1080 high, and I probably should have just went in this at 1080 Ultra. Pretty sure it's going to run it just fine.
It looks like Skyrim is running beautifully at 1080 high settings. The visuals are stunning, and if the frame rates are solid, this setup is proving to be a great choice for gaming. It's always exciting to see how well these newer chips can handle classic titles.
Hogwarts Legacy, I had to drop this down to 900p because at 1080, even with the XeSS set to performance, we were getting those real bad dips. But at 900 low with XeSS at balanced, we're over that 60 FPS mark, and it's a pretty smooth experience here. Just would have been really nice to go up to 1080 with it. And the final game I wanted to test here was God of War Ragnarok. And
Testing God of War Ragnarok is a fantastic choice. If it can handle this game well, it really showcases the power of the setup. The visuals and gameplay in this title are stunning, so I'm excited to see how it performs.
And with this, I'm at 1080 low settings with AMD's frame gen on. So that's really the only way I can get this to go over 60, even at those low settings. Let's say I take XeSS to performance with no frame gen, we're right there about 55. And to tell you the truth, AMD's frame gen isn't working very well with these ARC GPUs, but luckily Intel does have their own XeSS2 frame gen. Unfortunately, it's not integrated with this game.
It's a bummer that Intel's CSS isn't integrated with God of War Ragnarok. That could have really boosted performance. Still, it's interesting to see how these technologies interact, and hopefully, future updates will improve compatibility. The visuals look stunning regardless.
With this game, there's a few on the market right now and more definitely on the way. I've tested it on a few new titles. It does work great with these iGPUs, but yeah, I just can't wait to see more games integrate XeSS2 frame gen. The last thing I wanted to talk about here were CPU temps, TDP, and total system power consumption. I was worried about the CPU temps, but with these Core Ultra chips, they are pretty low wattage when you consider the performance they're putting out.
That's impressive. Low wattage with high performance is a great combination, especially for a mini PC. Keeping CPU temps in check while delivering solid gaming performance is key for longevity and stability. It sounds like these Core Ultra chips are really delivering on their promise.
The maximum TDP on this hit 38.7 watts, and that's just using hardware info. Average CPU temps while gaming, 71 degrees Celsius, and the maximum this hit through all of my testing was only 82 degrees Celsius. The fan on this isn't too loud. I mean, you can hear it if you get up close to it. It doesn't sound like a jet engine. And when it comes to total system power consumption, I use a kilowatt meter plugged into the wall. This thing idles at 6.8 watts, and I'm in performance mode. We could actually bring this down if we adjust the TDP.
That's a great insight. Being able to adjust the TDP to lower power consumption while maintaining performance is a fantastic feature. It allows users to customize their experience based on their needs, whether they want to save energy or push for maximum performance. This flexibility is a big win for users.
While gaming, on average, this pulled 42 watts from the wall, and the maximum, or the peak I saw it draw from my kilowatt meter, was only 59 watts, so right there under 60 watts. In general, it is a pretty low wattage unit given the performance we're seeing out of this machine. So far, I've been having a lot of fun with this kit, and I do plan on at least making one more video. I definitely want to show this thing off running with that RTX 4060. But another thing I was really thinking about was just installing Linux and seeing how it performed. I personally haven't tested Linux on these Core Ultra Series 2
Testing Linux on the Core Ultra Series 2 chips could yield some interesting results. It's always valuable to see how different operating systems perform on new hardware. If it runs smoothly, it could open up even more possibilities for users looking for flexibility in their setups.
Ultra Series 2 chips, and I think this would be the perfect little PC to do it with. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, let me know in the comments below, but that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you're interested in learning a little more about this new Khadas Mind Maker Kit or the AI PC Dev Kit, I'll leave links in the description. And like always, thanks for watching.
Alright fam, we just wrapped up watching the fastest modular mini PC of 2025 is here, and it's tiny. And WW, what a wild ride. I mean, seriously, who knew a mini PC could pack so much punch and still fit in your pocket? The whole time I was like, is this going to run faster than my heart when I see free pizza? And let me tell you, it definitely delivered. From all the gadget eye candy to that Intel Core Ultra 7 monster, we saw some insane specs. ETA SSD right out of the box, yes please. It truly felt like Khadas was trying to impress me more than my crush does on date night, and that docking setup, pure genius. Who knew tech could be so chef's kiss refined and user-friendly? But as for whether it lived up to my expectations, I was hoping for something that could handle my gaming addiction and multitasking chaos without turning into a sulky potato. And guess what? It did. This mini PC could be the next big thing for gamers and creators alike, without wasting much space or power. In conclusion, if this little beast can power through Cyberpunk without a hitch, then we might just have the ultimate game changer on our hands. But let's be real, it's still not going to make my lunch any less soggy. That's a whole different problem. If you enjoyed this reaction as much as I enjoyed the tech magic, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to join my little crew. You don't want to miss more epic reactions and tech revelations with your girl Naia. Until next time, keep it real and don't let your gadgets get too small. We need the big vibes too.